off the mark, and now it comes back out where it's battled for, and Hickey comes in, and he makes a solid play on it. Now Jukas sends it up for Evans. Eastern Michigan with it. Now it's turned back over. West Virginia back in the zone. Evans trying to rip it, and he does get it. Jukas puts on the brakes, sends one around behind. Evans unable to get there to it, and now it comes free where Shikatano has sent it back in deep. Eastern Michigan works it back out to center ice. They take a shot, and that one held and covered by Gruber. West Virginia starting out with some early firepower. Really, that was the first shot of the game for Eastern Michigan, and it's exactly what you want if you're West Virginia. You're coming off 3 consecutive losses, start out hot, and then try to keep it going through the entire game. Vermont on the draw for West Virginia. Blocker side of Gruber. Stray stick on the ice. Referees will get that cleaned up. And back to the action we go. Vermont has it tied up, and now it's picked up by the captain, Hedges. Hedges with it around behind. Now he works it ahead. Hedges looking for that stretch pass. It's intercepted and sent back in deep. Now Hedges rings it around the boards where it's collected there and turned over, and a shot on Gruber. He saves that one, and he covers up Wilson with almost a very costly turnover. Vermont steps into the draw circle once again. This face-off won by Eastern Michigan. They have it up at the blue line. That shot blocked off there by Morris, and it comes free, but off the mark for Ventura. Puck working its way free and backhanded along. A few players come together for it. West Virginia pulls away with it, and they pass on for Hedges. Hedges goes for a cross-corner dump, and now that puck rings around the boards. Going hard after it there was Wilson. He's unable to win the race, and Eastern Michigan comes away with it. That puck comes free. Gruber's going to get to it first, and he'll just dump it off to the side to be played along by his defense. Puck battled for in the near corner. Eastern Michigan comes away with it. They try to work one out in front, but Ventura says no, and now it's picked back up there by Stokes. That puck works its way free once again, and now Ventura on it, and he passes cross ice for Wilson. Wilson looking to get back for Ventura. That pass off the mark, and that one goes down to be collected by Eastern Michigan. Delaney deflects that puck. It kicks free, and now it's battled for by a few sides, and Eastern Michigan comes away with possession. Some rough play behind the net. Eisel comes away with it. He passes on now, looking to get it to Batchelor, and now it's lugged ahead and dumped into the zone. West Virginia trying to send one out in front. Eastern Michigan recollects it. And now from their defensive zone, they look to start up an attack. Eastern Michigan turns it over. That one taken by Hickey. Hickey getting back after it. Eastern Michigan tries to soccer it along. Hickey regains possession. And now he tries to lay it off for Delaney. And a penalty upcoming. And West Virginia going on the power play. Hooking call against Eastern Michigan. Just 4 minutes into the game, West Virginia took that 1-0 lead just 20 seconds in, and now they get a power play with still 16:05 to go in the first period. Hintmeyer, Jukas, and Avalone are the forwards. On defense, Cosgrove and Hedges make up the point. I'm sorry, Jukas is setting up at the point, Cosgrove in the draw circle. Face-off won by Cosgrove, but he splits his defenseman, and now Hedges will retreat. Hedges passes across. Jukas soccers that one along for Cosgrove. Cosgrove cycles back behind his net and looks to start up the attack. Cosgrove now passes off for Hedges. Hedges goes back to Cosgrove. Cosgrove lugs it into the zone, and now West Virginia looks to set up their cycle. Cosgrove skates all the way around the zone in one big circle. He drops one off, and that one intercepted and dumped back down where Gruber will settle. Gruber fends off an Eastern Michigan forechecker, and now it's set up for Max Hedges. Hedges works it ahead. He passes off there for Jukas. Jukas steps by one. He passes cross ice where it's collected now by Cosgrove. Cosgrove banks one off the boards where Hedges collects. Hedges goes back down low for Cosgrove. Cosgrove cycling around the zone, looking for help He finds it up at the blue line. Now back over for Hedges. Hedges with a shot, and that one blocked aside for Evans. Evans swings it around the boards. And now Ventura puts one on for a nice score. West Virginia puts it home on the power play. Great pass from Ventura there. I believe it was Judas that he hit. Evans is the one who collects it on the pass from Ventura. Those two guys have been playing together for a long time. They started in D2 on the same line, and they've continued to capitalize here at the D1 level. West Virginia, 4 shots, 2 goals, and we'll go back to even strength now. Stokes passes one along, and now that recollected and taken by Barros. Barros drops it off for a line mate there, and now that puck rips free, and Stokes will go back after it. Stokes with it behind the net. With it there is Barros. Barros goes back around there for Stokes. Stokes steps by. And now Stokes will just dump it in and around the boards. There it's collected by Eisel. Batchelor putting on some pressure, and now it goes back to the blue line, skipping over the stick of the West Virginia defense, and now it's settled down by Gruber. Barros works it ahead, and now it's picked up there by Sable. Sable taken out along the boards, and Eastern Michigan recollects. 13 minutes to go in period number 1. Eastern Michigan brings it into the zone. They look to work one around behind, passed out in front, no one home. And now it's worked free by Cosgrove. Cosgrove gloves that one down, and now he brings it into the zone. Cosgrove drops one off for a shot from Avalone, and that one doesn't play on frame. That putt goes up high, gloved down by Hickey, and he just backhands one back into the zone where it's settled. Eastern Michigan up to center ice, and they look to step by, getting by Barros, but not by Morris, and now Barros takes the puck. Barros looking for Ventura there, and that puck deflects along, and Wilson does a good job racing down there to cancel out what would have been an icing. Eastern Michigan sends it around the boards. Now it's up to the blue line where Barros sends it back in. And Vermont has it. Vermont goes over for Stokes. Stokes leaves it off, and now it's taken by Wilson. Wilson plays cross ice, and there it's passed ahead for Vermont. Vermont loses it, and it's shot in from the blue line and covered up and held for a draw by Eastern Michigan. Almost at the halfway point of period number 1. Scoreline 5-2. Goals 2-0 for West Virginia. Face-off won by West Virginia. It goes back to the blue line. Stokes with that shot. That one deflected aside. And now it goes up and out of the zone. Retreating back to get it is Barros. Barros works it ahead. Nearly loses the puck, and then does lose the puck. Eastern Michigan brings it in. Stokes there, and he intercepts it back for Mountaineer possession. Some solid hits there, and now it's picked up by Avalone for West Virginia. Avalone banks that one off the boards, looking to get to his own pass, and now it's sent around behind. And a dangerous play. Gruber stuck behind the net. That puck took an awkward bounce off the boards, but West Virginia able to avoid disaster. Eastern Michigan working it in down low. Now they send it up to the blue line. Shot through traffic. Cosgrove chops that one down. And now it's sent out, but not all the way out, by Stokes. Eastern Michigan still with it. Now it comes free and gets sent all the way down the ice, where it will go for an icing. Gruber there just barely avoiding what would have been disaster for West Virginia. Went around behind on what looked like a pretty routine play for the puck. Puck took an awkward bounce off the board, sprung right out in front, but Gruber able to get some help from his defense and get back between the pipes in time. Face-off won there by West Virginia, but turned right over to Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan, they come out of the zone, delayed offsides. Hintmeyer steps by one, and now he flips it cross ice looking for Avalone. Avalone unable to cut off that pass, and now Hintmeyer has it back. Hintmeyer passes ahead, bringing it in as Delaney with a shot, and that one deflected aside. Delaney able to make a solid defensive play there, and now Hintmeyer has it. Hintmeyer brings it in down low into the zone. It's behind the net. West Virginia looking to work it out in front. Hintmeyer doing a little spin move around behind it. Doesn't work. It kicks free, but Hickey's there to bail him out. That one's sent down low. Or it's battled for by Sable. Hintmeyer still with it. He takes a sharp angle shot. That one loose out in front, and that one comes free where it'll go all the way down for an icing. Hintmeyer had a crazy long shift there. Really played just about 2 series. When his line mates went off to change, he still had the puck and then stayed an entire offensive possession. Swings it around the boards. Racing after it, there's Eisel. Eisel sends it back around the boards. Now going after it, Sable. Sable able to get to it. He kicks it free. Eisel with a chance. And his shot gets patted aside. It's still loose. Both teams battle for it. And now it comes free for Eastern Michigan to get it out at least as far as center. And now back in his defensive zone, Morris collects. Morris with a lead